It's Question and Answer Thursday, and today we're going to talk about how to not lose yourself in parenthood. So life beyond parenthood. It's super important because a lot of us do this. Our whole life becomes our kids, and we need not to do that. We have to be ourselves also. So welcome to The Impactful Parent. If you don't know, I'm Christina. I'm the founder of The Impactful Parent. And if you have a question for next week, please DM me, or you can email me at theimpactfulparent@gmail.com. Yeah. And now let's get to our question. It says, Christina, I love watching the content you put out. Thank you for the great videos. Why did you start doing this? And how do you make money when it seems like all your advice is free? Well, thank you so much for the wonderful compliment for who throws this. And you're probably asking, how is it going to relate to not losing yourself? Well, and that's because I have a story to tell you of why I founded The Impactful Parent. And it's because I had completely lost who I was. So I want to give you some advice today about how not to do what I did, which is lose yourself in parenthood. And my story begins crying in my closet. Yes, I have to admit, I cried in my closet for many, many months. If you have a place in your home where you can talk on the phone with your friends, where your kids can't hear, or a place where you go and cry, that place is the closet for me. And I hope you have that place for yourself, a little private spot in your home. And I spent many months crying in my closet because my divorce happened. I found out my husband and I were getting a divorce, and it was very, very difficult for me. And like most parents, I was just devastated. I was crying. My whole life was about to flip upside down. It was super difficult for me to accept. Everything that I thought life was going to turn out to be was not going to be that. And that was really hard to swallow. But there also comes a point when you have to decide, am I going to continue crying in my closet, or am I going to pick myself up and move forward? And of course, that's what I did. I had 4 children that I really wanted to role model for and say, look, the world's not going to end. Things are going to be okay. This happens. It's common. We just got to get through it. But can I tell you, it's not easy. For those of you who have gone through divorce, it is so not an easy thing. And one of the hardest things for me through that whole process was when I finally did decide to peel myself off the floor, is I looked into the mirror and I said, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to do this. But I didn't recognize who it was anymore. And that was really tough. I lived my life so much for everybody else, giving to my children, my husband, and my profession as a teacher. For those of you who know teaching, it's a very giving profession. That's definitely not an 8-hour job. It's an all-day job. And I just did not recognize who I was anymore. I was like, okay, do I even like that? Or did I eat that or watch that movie or do that because I was just trying to appease everybody else? Or do I really like those things? Woo, super hard to figure out, like, oh my God, I am lost. I'm a lost soul and I need to find myself again. And that's what I had to do. So along with trying to start all anew, I was also trying to discover who I was. And I will not let myself lose myself again anymore. So today I want to give you some tips on how not to lose yourself to parenthood, and everything I have to say will have a PDF down below where you can get even more tips on how not to lose yourself. It's called theimpactfulparent.com/lifebeyondchildren, and I'll leave the link for you. But it was, you come to a point where my teenagers actually too, they also needed me. They needed me more as teens than they did when they were really little. And I was giving myself to the teaching profession so much that I really felt like I had to quit that job and really focus on, instead of taking care of everybody else's kids, but really take care of my own. With that, I decided I probably need to start my own business because I will drop anything and not be a very good employee to anybody else because I'll drop what I need to for my children. So I had to go back to school and I had to decide to found The Impactful Parent. Now, I'm a giver. That's what I like to do. I like to serve people. And that's why I'm in the teaching profession. And I really wanted to help kids. So I had to figure out a really creative way to still help children. And that's where The Impactful Parent got founded. It's because I still want to help kids, but from the source now, which is you, the parents, from the home. So I hope that you're here, and I hope I am helping you and your family by sending out all of these free content and videos. Now, you're asking, okay, well, give me some advice on how not to lose myself. And I will say that to this day, one of the first things I do is every single morning I wake up and I do find an hour for myself that I'm going to do for me during that day. And sometimes I have to be super creative with my hour. Sometimes it's maybe just, I want to exercise today for my own health and wellness, but I don't have any time, so it looks like I'm going to be running around the field of the rugby field or the soccer field while my children are at their practice. Sometimes that's what it has to be. Sometimes it's late at night, sometimes it's early in the morning, sometimes it's whatever. But you find that hour. I also suggest that you make a list of things that you want to do and accomplish for you. Not the laundry, not anything that has to do with children, but things that you want to accomplish. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to read a book. Maybe there's a friend that you want to reach out to. And then write it down. Yeah, write it down, guys. Because there's a special connection between your mind and your fingers and a piece of paper and a pencil when you write it down. And then take that and post it somewhere so it reminds you to take care of yourself. Because it is absolutely okay to take your schedule and revolve your schedule around your children. That's what parenting is. We have to put our children first. We can revolve our schedule around them. But you do not want to revolve your whole life being and purpose of your life around your children. You are an amazing person with your own life. Being a parent is one part of who you are, but it is not everything that you are. So do not let it become everything that you are. You should have different facets to your personality. One of the funny things that I like to do for myself, which I don't even really like, but it makes me feel good, is sometimes after my kids go to bed for my 1 hour, I'll watch rated R movies. Yeah, rated R movies, because I can't do it with my kids. I don't even like rated R movies, but it makes me feel like an adult. And it's the feeling that I get from watching a movie that my children cannot join me on that makes me remember that I am my own person and I have to remember who that person is. So that's something that I do. You need to find things like that in your life to continuously do to regain your identity. Another suggestion that I have for you, and this will be, and again, I'll have all this in the PDF that's going to be down below, is you actually have to, at least once a week, change your clothes and get out of the thrumpy clothes. And I know it sounds superficial, but if you dress thrumpy every single day, guess what? You're going to feel thrumpy. Our outward appearance can absolutely affect our inner feelings. So you have to stop doing that. So once a week, it doesn't have to be a lot because I know we're busy parents, but once a week, take off the yoga pants, put on some jeans, wear something that's going to make you feel good. And you will feel like maybe you're faking it in the beginning, but that's okay. Sometimes as parents, we do have to fake it until we make it, and that's okay. You guys, give yourself some grace. It will be fine. So again, I'll give those PDFs to you. Please check it out. And then my last question I wanted to answer is, they ask, well, how do you make money on this if all your advice is typically free? Okay, so I found in The Impactful Parent, because I want to give free advice to you. I want you to be able to access all these great materials and resources for free. Yes, I do kind of have to make a living somehow. So I do have 3 programs right now that you could purchase. I'll go through them very, very quickly. The first one is a drug program where you can see if your child is doing drugs. I help you identify drugs, over 15 different types of drugs that your child might be using. All these subjects are due to my heart because, right, I saw lots of kids go through my classroom and their parents had no idea that their child was using. So I walk you through how to search, what to look for, warning signs, and that is for cheaper than you can eat lunch today. Another program that I really have right now that's dear to my heart is called Connection and Conversation. It takes a village to raise a child. I wish I could be your friend in person. Yeah, I know. I can't be everywhere. So anyway, this Connection and Conversation is for you. It brings your friends together. You can get a friend group together, and I give you questions to ask your friends so that you guys can connect on a deeper level about parenting issues. It's a game-changing, relationship-building, parents for parents. It's amazing. You could check that out at theimpactfulparent.com/connection. And then the last one is my behavior management program. That's helped kids with big emotions. I spent so many years in a gifted classroom where kids have big emotions, and so do my own children. So I have used these tips and techniques myself for helping kids control their big emotions, because it's super important. And that is the only thing that I charge for at the moment. So, and because I want everything else to be free to you. If you want to support the Impactful Parent, though, please share this video. Just follow me on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that always helps. Like videos, make comments, all of that really helps me. I love to hear your feedback. And today, again, theimpactfulparent.com/lifebeyondchildren. I give you over 12 tips of things that I had to do for myself in order to regain my identity again and be the awesome person I am today. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for your question. If you want to submit a question for next week, please do. Just DM me or email me at theimpactfulparent@gmail.com. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. It is super and very, very appreciated. Thank you all.